Alright guys, Bale here back more Yakuza 0. It is nighttime now, I worked, came home, watched Big Brother, and here we are. It's already almost midnight. But I would like to finish the game if we're close enough. I don't know. I want to finish this game. I really want to fucking finish this game. Ideally we'd finish it tonight, here we are on the final chapter, but I'm not entirely sure if we can or not. I am listening to RGP. There's that.
I said I have an untouchable when you are claiming that we're working together.
But
that's the problem, though, isn't it? Though, because they misread Christmas from the beginning. I mean, I don't know how long we've been talking about the fact that that day in the house.
My computer's currently doing updates, so I was going to talk through some stuff, but I'll wait until that finishes updating.
Like, how many times do they have to know that Christmas is not on their side, but they don't know it because it's never really been revealed. Like, it's never been pushed where she had to vote one way or the other to show her card.
Yeah, so what's kind of annoying is that right now my YouTube channel's kind of fucked. Or at least, I didn't say my YouTube channel, but it's more so Studio is kind of fucked. Where, on Studio, it's saying, my channel's not available. But obviously my channel is there. Like, it says all my videos are unavailable.
Like, she did this to herself.
But obviously, like, my channel's still there, there's still ads on it, so it's like everything should be fine. I think it's more so a back-end sort of thing, just a visualization thing in the back-end, but still kind of annoying. I hope that gets fixed soon. If it doesn't get fixed by tomorrow morning, I'll probably go ahead and try to contact YouTube and see what's going on with that. Then again, actually, maybe...
Why are we worried about that? We know why.
Big Brother happened, Danny won HOH.
You know, she had like people like, oh, I could have a side alliance with these people where I can give myself, where you see like the really great players, like, okay, I have like, you know, 5 different ways I can go. She really slammed this door. Bailey is comfortable enough to tell her this type of information about who her final 2 is, and then she wants to use this to say, I got you. You told me that you fell for the oldest trick in the book. Now I know you're untouchable. Now you have to go up on the block. And she's such a hypocrite also, because if Bailey won HOH and if Christmas had revealed her untouchable, do you think that Christmas would have reacted well if Bailey's reasoning was, well, you did tell me you're untouchable. There's nothing I can do. Once I know untouchable, I have to put you on the block. Mari, you have it right. Like, I couldn't believe how sanctimonious Christmas was about the fact that that Bailey wasn't being her best friend in the moment where she stabbed her in the back. And of course, I heard Chantal say this on the morning show, I think it was yesterday, where Christmas doesn't take responsibility well when it's singular, when it's about Christmas. She can't do that. She's really good when it's about the team, like I did this for the team, or I'm doing this for the team, but when it's about Christmas and the fact that she singularly betrayed Bailey in that moment and stuck her ass on the block when she trusted her, she just can't face that. She doesn't want to face that, and then that's why she got defensive in that moment when they were talking to, when she was talking to Devon about how, like, I don't want to be perceived as the bully, but of course, like, in that conversation, she became the bully by yelling at Devon and Bailey, so, like, it was almost a self-fulfilling prophecy in the first place. Alright, well, let's go to Christmas and Devon and talk about where we go from here. Because Devon, I do feel like is starting up this conversation, and she's trying to explain to Christmas, okay, this is why Bailey is upset. And Christmas keeps saying
UB4 was today, and that was shit. Like, outside Prince of Persia, not like of interest for me. Even Prince of Persia didn't look particularly great. Like, I'm excited for it. But... like, it doesn't look like, I mean, like, when we've had remakes like Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy 7 and some of these other ones, like, it is kind of underwhelming. Like, it looks fine. Like, it looks like a fine remake. Like, it looks like a very early PS4 game, if not late PS3 game. Like, it doesn't look like that much of an improvement. But,
you know what I'm saying?
Fuck, I pushed the wrong one.
Nicole can have a final 2 with Ian, or Nicole can have a final 2 with Danny, who she's known for years, walking into the house, known for years, and can then also maneuver within Alliance. Bailey and Devon can't do that. Once it's like, oh, they're the final 2, it's them, we're afraid of them, we gotta get them out, that's the tightest bond. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why are they not allowed to have a final 2, but also be able to work with you, Christmas, work with you, Tyler, work with other people? Like, Chappelle said, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah, like earlier you said, like, when you were talking about it, Mar, you said, you know, why, but this is what you mean when you say we know why. It's because they're black. They're the two black girls in the house, and they can't be seen as separately by the other house guests as having other things besides what they have in front of them. And the house guests refuse to see them as individuals. They see them as a pair, and have always seen them as a pair.
Doing pretty well so far in this fight.
Which is so funny because their games were always
finish updating.
on kind of separate spectrum. Where
so since I have it here, because like the reason I have it in my room right now is because like usually I keep it out. Okay, fuck. But put in my room because tomorrow obviously I will be recording my mid-season power ranking, which we'll talk through in a second here. I feel pretty confident in my ratings though.
Maybe like a week and a half ago when Devon was going on to Kevin about how she doesn't really trust Bailey. Like, really? Devon has been looking at Bailey as like, oh, well, Bailey's closer to that other side, and she was closer to Janelle than she is to me. So Devon has been looking at Bailey as a player in the game, not just like her. This is not her twin twist, you guys. Right. It's what it feels like. Yeah, but in this day, she did like put the house up on the block and then go to Bailey. I mean, Devon on the block to complain about how Bailey's upset with her, like, oh, like, I'm on the block too. I don't want to talk to you, quite frankly. Had you come to me and said, I want to be a pawn.
So happy we're almost done this game now. I really want to be fucking done. We've been playing this for way too fucking long. Like I'm done with this fucking game.
She's mad. Like, why is she taking this person? She's only gonna lose all this money. What is it really worth it? At what cost? At what cost?
And like you saw, Devon was like, wait, so I'm hearing all these excuses as to why you put Bailey on the block, but no reason as to why you put me on the block. And then Christmas was like, oh, but I want to work with you. I'm allies. We're allies. Then why did you put me on the block? And then Christmas said, well,
okay, fuck.
Who else am I going to put on the block?
Oh, like, I don't know, there's like 10 people in the house. Like, are you allied with all
I mean, I think that argument's dumb. It's like, obviously, if she's gonna put Bailey on the block, she's gonna put her number 2 also on the block. Okay, fuck off.
LeBron James is right there, just trying to look. He's right there. So, I don't know. It's absurd. It is. Yeah. Like, in the words of Davon. I know, and just to be clear, Chad has reminded me of this fair, that, like, we talked about the fact that this was even really a good move for Christmas. Bailey and Devon were not coming after Christmas. They trusted Christmas. They thought that she was on
no one was coming for Christmas, though. So she's got to put someone up.
Nominations, and that sort of, like, went into the house more. Danny and Nicole start talking to Christmas. Nicole starts talking to Christmas. Nicole still has that thing with Bailey about the couple tries, a couple guys thing.
And it never made the show, did it?
Never part of the show. This was never part of the show.
Never come up in the episode. Yeah.
Bailey didn't say it like that.
I know she didn't say it like that, but the retell of that was even worse, and then that's what became like told over and over again in the house. Yeah, and that's where we have to give credit to Nicole. They call it Nicole effort because she puts it in. Okay, she goes in. She said, "I don't like Bailey, so I'm gonna get in your head." And Christmas, Nicole's so effective. So yeah, Christmas doesn't even know why she put them up. She was like, you told me you're in touch with the alliance." Yeah, right, exactly.
So tomorrow morning I'll be recording my mid-season power ranking.
Every person who's left the house, minus Pacer, has been Nicole's
I am doing something tomorrow at 3, so
she might be.
Yeah, probably won't be.
She's pretty good. She's really good. I'm really glad. I wasn't feeling Nicole Frenzel when she came back on this season. I'm literally like, why?
Again, if we finish this tonight, obviously we'll start Hitman 2 tomorrow. If we don't finish this tonight, then we'll play this until we finish it.
On the roundtable on Tuesday nights, I'm really impressed with her game. She really is good. She doesn't do it in a way that's particularly pleasing to the eye or to the soul, but she's so paranoid about her place in the game that she's just always putting out fires and always checking up on people, and she's really good at this. So, I always give her props nowadays.
Hey, and if she's getting what she's wants, she's getting a great edit, because she is not seen at all as somebody, whether she, I don't think she wants that kind of heat anyway, so she's doing an excellent job. It's not even coming up in the episodes. Of course, we know the true mastermind of all things was Memphis, but we'll ultimately...
when she said Memphis, I was going to fall out. When she showed her that picture of the 6 people, because that was like a joke going on Twitter, that when Bailey gets evicted, that Julie's going to show her these 6 white people and say, this was the cause of your demise. And did you know Memphis was in it? Like, but at least she didn't say the last part, but she basically fulfilled the meme, I'm telling you.
What did Bailey say to the... Not yikes. Something like
Here, but so let's just talk through Bailey and Davon with Christmas, because I do think that that's really interesting, because we got to see really, and you know, I think that maybe we
so I have my ratings up. Okay, so this is what I got right now. I got Enzo number 1. I am 100% solid in that. Cody number 2. 100% solid in that. Nicole Franzel number 3. I think that's good too. I think that's pretty solid, especially now that Danny's HOH. I think that solidifies Nicole at number 4. I think that top 3 is pretty definitive for me. Number 4, Tyler. That might be too high. And the thing is, like, I have Danny at number 5 too, which I think that might be too high as well.
The argument with Tyler, and she's so mad and she's bleeding from the mouth, and see that's the snapshot of Bailey. And I think that in terms of Bailey's arc, I
think 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the list can be jumbled around for me. It's Tyler, Danny, Devon, and Memphis, and like those people can really just be rearranged. Actually, even now, just thinking this through, I do think Memphis should be higher, because I had Memphis so low because I just don't think he has a path to the end. But neither does Devon. I mean, like, I do think Devon's a more affable person to give the jury vote to in the end. But wait, where are we at time-wise? 11 minutes. Okay, that's it.
In or out of the episodes, but it was really
is it the point in the return?
It touched me because I was like, I felt every tear that she was crying, every note that she was hitting, and I just hope that it got to like a lot of other people, because that's not playing for the cameras. That's not like trying to make everybody look bad. That's her.
Let's go ahead and buy some last minute shit here.
And it was just a pure rush of emotion that I'm so glad that they included. And then we'll make a backup save, and then we'll continue on. Okay, fuck off. Yeah, I think the people at the bottom, though, for me are pretty solid. Like, Kevin is number 11 because I think he's the most likely person to go home this week. We then have Ian at number 10 because, again, I think he's another person that could go home this week. We have David at number 9, who is someone that we know is not going home this week because he has the power. Oh, this place also sells this? Not sold on her anymore. She looks bad. Like, she looks bad. So it's just been I wonder if.
So I think that's solid. I have Christmas at 8. I just don't feel like Christmas can win the game at this point. Like, I think she's very well positioned to make it to the end, or towards the end at least. But even then, I think there's people that are more willing to target her earlier now. And also, I just feel like she's not playing. Like, I think she can't win the jury vote at this point. So, I have it at 8, and then the rest are just again, they're up in the air. I think there's a definitive top, there's a definitive bottom. I think this middle is like really tough. Again, it's Tyler, Danny, Devon, Memphis. I think they're all kind of jumbled around. The thing is, I think Tyler has more of an end game set up. I think he has more people on his side. Though he could be targeted this week, and that's not particularly great. Like, I mean, it's not out of the realm possibility that I'm ready to end it. I need a little time. Switch to much of my.
So, like, when you feel people tiptoeing around you, it does affect the way that you act toward them. Especially if you're already like, especially if you already have a preconceived notion of like, man, I already have to tiptoe, and then I can understand people are trying.
Oh, should I switch to Majima to try to get some? I think I should have to buy some shit for him, but well. So we're gonna be switching back and forth between two.
They commiserate together, like, it's okay, don't say anything, don't go in there, it's fine. You heard what they said, but it's okay, fine, blah blah blah. So then when they finally get to the point where they cannot hold it in anymore, they look bad.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Tyler at 4. Danny at 5, Devon at 6, Memphis at 7. I think that's the tough spot there. Because like Danny, like, I don't think Danny has an end game. Like, I think if Danny wasn't HOH right now, Danny would be a lot lower here. They're gonna let you go full Shima, and whether Shima was justified or not, she Yeah, I mean.
Say, yeah, fine, you know, it's okay. Like they want this for you. You know what I'm saying? Remember Candace and all those parents? Like Howard literally had to carry her out of the room. But you need that support system, and that's why, you know, that's why that moment was so important for them to show on television. And well, from my point of view. Yeah, and I know that like Bailey and Davon look into this.
Yeah, okay. So I do need to buy shit.
So well, and part of it was about the fact that Christmas was so bad, and her position was so bad. I mean, like I said, the only part of in the conversation that I agreed with was the whole personal game information, but everything else, from the point in time where she started talking about the fact why she put her up in the box, which she couldn't really explain to her, and then the fact that she was trying to play the victim, which Bailey like called out like that. She was like, no, I am not gonna let you play the victim when I am the one sitting up on the block, and you're the HOH, and then like it was, we were all Team Bailey in that moment because it was just like, just shut up. You got what you wanted. You got HOH, you got Vito, you got 2 people on the block, you won on the block, and there you go. Like, I mean, why aren't you happy? You know, I wonder also if she might have been frustrated where that Tyler was,
of course we are.
He pitched Bailey and Davon about going up on the block, and then ultimately, like, turned it into a situation where then Christmas had to be the bad guy on.
Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna bump Memphis up to 5.
I wanted to do it, but she wouldn't put me up. And Christmas can't really, you know, out like everything about her conversation with Tyler. So
Devon at 7, Danny at 6, Memphis at 5. It's like the problem. I mean, I think it's accurate because, like, at the end of the day, it's like people aren't targeting Memphis right now. Like, yes, he has no end game, but he also doesn't have people like directly coming for him right now. Unlike Danny, who, while she does have an end game, she does have people she's aligned with. She's also in a pretty bad position after this week.
Trusted him. They wanted to work with him. That's not disputable. They did. Then, when they got on the block, Danny, he let Danny in the...
Alright guys, BLM here. We're back. This is weird. So, I literally just finished the game. Oh my fucking god, this game. By the way, so essentially, I started recording this episode, I think it was 11:50. So 17 minutes in, we got the block scene, and the game blocked off the entire rest of the game. That was 17 minutes in. So, essentially that means around 12:07. It is 2:40 in the morning right now. Oh, fuck me, man. I literally just played this for like over 2 hours without this recording. So, yeah, we're just gonna talk for a little bit, a few minutes. I'll edit this together, upload it. We're done with Yakuza 0. Finally done with this fucking game. I'm fucking done. There's literally an hour's worth of cutscenes at the end. That was fucking ridiculous. It wasn't literally an hour. It was like, I mean, it was literally like 30 minutes though. But that was ridiculous. I'm done. I'm good. I'm good with Yakuza. Thank God we're not playing Kiwami back to back. I mean, like, to be honest, I'm actually really intrigued to see where the story goes because I actually, narratively, I do like what they did with Yakuza 0, and you can definitely tell a lot of these things lead up to what happens in future games, especially things with certain relationships and certain characters. Mind you, there's also, it's very clear that certain things aren't brought up ever again. But, yeah, I'm really excited to eventually get around to playing Kiwami 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6. But that'll be down the road, because I don't have fucking time for it, straight up. So next up, tomorrow, whenever I get around, it's fucking, by the time I get this edited together and everything, it's gonna be past 3 o'clock in the morning. So, I'll get this uploaded. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna, or who knows when the fuck I'll get up at this point. But whenever I get around to it, when I wake up, I'm gonna record my mid-season power ranking for Big Brother. Get that recorded. And then we'll see if I'm telling, after that, again, at 3 o'clock tomorrow, I am doing some stuff. So I'm not sure how much game, like how much, whatever, playing or recording, I'll be able to do tomorrow. But whenever I get around, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night. Whenever we get around to it, we'll start Hitman 2. Try to rush through that a bit. Again, I'm at the point where I would be working on that video, where I would be like recording that video. So that's the plan for that. Get through that as quickly as possible. I would say probably I would like to have it done by Wednesday, ideally. Like have it to be available to be worked on Wednesday. So that's the plan for that. Yeah, also next week I'm going to be starting the process. So essentially tomorrow I'm going to record the mid-season power ranking. Starting Monday, I'm probably going to start the process of recording these videos that I've set up for the month of January. Obviously some of them aren't done yet, and some of them won't be done by that point. I mean, I still need to do Australian Outback, and I still need to do Hitman, both of which require things that I haven't done yet. So I mean, I'm not exactly there yet, but I mean, like on Monday I'll probably record the final juror ranking. Probably after that do, again, like I believe it's final juror ranking, it's the Big Brother Canada runner-up ranking, and then the 2 Heroes vs. Villains casting videos. So that's 4. Obviously Hitman will be added to that, and then Australian Outback, as I said. And now mid-season power ranking, I don't know if you include that or not, but whatever. But it's actually 6 videos. 7 if you include the mid-season power ranking, but that's, again, that'll be done before I even get around to recording the other ones. I'm not even going to edit them right away, because to be honest, I don't really need to. I mean, obviously, when I, the thing is, like, I'll probably end up focusing on again, I need to update my BB22 review up until this point, and I also need to update I need to start my A&W stuff as well. So I'll probably get that stuff done before I get around to the editing process, because obviously the videos that I would edit, those aren't coming out till next year anyway, so who fucking gives a shit? While the A&W and Big Brother, that's end of next month, so I mean that's a bit quicker turnaround. So yeah, that's that. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to talk about? We still have a couple minutes here to talk. Yes, I said Hitman is next. Yakuza, I mean, let's talk about my opinions on Yakuza 0. I enjoyed the game as a whole. For me, though, I mean, this did not need to be a fucking 30-hour game. Like, literally, the timer at the end is 29 hours, 47 minutes. I don't know if we can even see that somewhere or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's ridiculous. Like, this should be a 10-hour game. This should not be a 30-fucking-hour game. Especially because, like, every fucking cutscene is dragged out to be 3 times longer than what it fucking needs to be. And like, while I enjoyed the combat system, I mean, it's like when essentially 99%, or not 99, but 50% of the gameplay is just straight up that fighting system. It gets really, really fucking repetitive. I mean, obviously it is a beat 'em up. I mean, it is a beat 'em up. Like, it's essentially a glorified beat 'em up game. And while that's cool, it does get very fucking repetitive. I wish narratively it really connected to me a lot more than what it actually did. I mean, by the end of it, I do really enjoy the narrative. But again, one, it's fucking bloated as shit. But also, I feel like it took a while for me to get into it, and then because of how bloated it was, it also made it like so that a lot of the middle section in particular of the story as well. It's like I feel like the beginning was slow. It picked up like kind of around chapter, I think like 7. I don't know, I'm trying to think, like 7. Yeah, I mean around like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that sort of area. But then like 11 through like, I don't know, like 14, 11 through, I don't know, probably not that far. Either way, it's like the end game got a bit more interesting, but it's like there was a big chunk of that was like fucking boring as shit. And again, like most of the gameplay is you running across town. Like if you were to take out all the side activities, which the side activities are fine. Again, I'm not really through this playthrough, I didn't really do that much of it. But if you take out the side activities, essentially all the game is running from location to location. Then once you do that, you watch a billion fucking cutscenes. then you get into a whole bunch of fucking fights that are just really fucking annoying after a while, and then you're back to the same process of doing the same shit over and over and over again. It's like, for me, like, again, for a 30 fucking hour game, it's just a game with not enough depth there for me to really hold my attention for 30 fucking hours. Again, if it was like a 10-hour game, I think this would be a much better fucking game. But it's a 30-hour game, and because that's such a fucking slog. But we're done. Now we're fucking 26 minutes in. But yeah, I mean, again, I'll continue with the Yakuza series eventually when I get time. It's just I don't have time right now. I need to, as I said, Hitman 2, followed by the Far Cry series, so Far Cry 3, Primal, 5, and New Dawn. I've already played 4, I've already played 1 and 2, so those are the ones I still need to play. I'll probably watch Let's Play Blood Dragon. No, again, that's the other ones I've played. So, those 4 games, that in particular is going to take a while. After that, we need to play Catherine. Which, whatever. And then after that's Persona 5 Royal, which that only took a while. But I think after Persona 5 Royal, we should be at a point where we have a bit more time. I don't know. I mean, like, it's really going to be a matter of, like, how quick this process of getting through these games is going to be. Because, what I think I'm going to try to do is essentially try to get to the point where the game that I'm currently playing is a game I'm playing for a month. Like, I want to get to the point where I'm a month ahead of the game I'm playing. Because right now I'm like right on the dot, if not even technically behind. I mean, again, like, I'm almost done working on the process for the month of January, and I'm still playing the Hitman series, which is a video for January. And this was even a lax month, and like, this has been a lax period, really. Just in general, I've wasted so much time recently with AC2, Revelations 3, replaying Last for so many times, replaying Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I've done so many things to waste time recently, because there was a point where I was ahead, but now I'm at the point where I'm so far behind, and it's really through the grace of a lot of videos getting delayed, and like videos and like the month of January was scheduled to only have 1 video game video instead of 2 that I normally do. It's really through the grace of that I am actually kind of nearing being back on pace. But again, I want to get to the point where I am 1 month ahead on the game. So essentially, I want to get to the point where I mean, Persona 5 Royal is the only game I need to play for the month of March. But let's say, like, I want to be at the point where I'm finishing, or not finishing, but where I'm like a good chunk into Persona 5 Royal, at the point where I'm still working on the month of February. Like, that's the point where I want to be at, and I'm just not even close to that right now. Especially because I'm about to start February in probably a couple weeks, and I'm just not there. And I'm not going to be there. So again, it'll probably be a bit of grinding a bit with some of these games. But eventually, once I get to that full month ahead, that's when we'll continue back on with the Yakuza series. So more than likely, I mean, to be honest, it probably won't be. I'm trying to think, because like April has Final Fantasy VII Remake. I mean, to be honest, April might be I mean, really just the month of March and April as a whole, now that I think about it. Both those months only have 1 game that I need to play. And I mean, mind you, one's a massive game in Persona 5 Royal, but the other one's Final Fantasy VII Remake, which isn't too long. Because like the other game video for April is the top 10 games of the generation, so I might be able to make up some time on that. And then, yeah, probably by the time I work on May or June, I can be back ahead, which is essentially, that means like 4 months down the road from now. I mean, like, it might not be until early next year where we're at this point. But again, by then I'll be working on 2020, games for 2020, and there'll be AC Valhalla and Cyberpunk and all this shit. Who the fuck knows when I'll get to the rest of the Yakuza series, but I would like to get around to it eventually. But Anyway, we're at 30 minutes now. I talked for fucking 13 minutes. We need to end. I'm fucking tired. It's late. I need to edit this together and everything still, so fuck it. We're done. Thank you for watching.